Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Salt Plays Sunless Sea. I'll tell you a little secret, which is that I am recording this to deal with pre-stream jitters before I play Fiasco. So apologies if I'm a little bit distracted, but I figured I should record episode 4. So I have my little notebook here. Let me just very quickly read off all of the things that I need to do. I need to get Scintillac at Port Cecil for my Father's Bones quest and for the Venturer's Desire. I need to go to Mount Palmerston to get intel for the Admiralty. I need to go to Khan's Heart for the Travel Writer, and I need to go to Khan's Shadow for the Cheerful Man, the blind bruiser who keeps meeting us on the docks. I need to go to Venderbite to take care of that, bring the lady to the tomb colonists, and I need to buy a house so that I can get a scion. I think the most important things right now is to go to Khan's Shadow. So I'm going to go, I'm thinking, just a second, let me pull the map up. I'm thinking, like, go this way, and then maybe come north, come back across to Venderbite, just because I haven't gone north very much. We'll see. Yeah, it's more important to me that I get to Khan's Shadow than that I get to Venderbite. I was thinking about going to Venderbite first and then coming across, but I'd rather get here and then come back, I think. So that is, Khan's Shadow is the biggest priority, that's the word. Biggest priority today, and then exploring in the north. I'm believe that I'm all fueled up. I've talked to everyone that I could at the end of last episode. I can't buy anything, and it's actually more important to me right now that I buy the, what the fuck is it called? The Elegant Townhouse, which costs 1,000 echoes. I'm gonna wait till I have, like, maybe 1,500 echoes before I go. Okay, let's get going. Play this damn game. I was going to record this 4th episode previously, but it's been raining for like the last 3 days, and I live under a tin roof, so it's not the fuck is the word? It's too loud to record. I tried to record a podcast audition once with my hands wow, that was a huge misspeak. I tried to record a podcast audition once where my Yeah. Okay, let me finish this fight before I think more. There we go. I will dissect it for knowledge. Oh, I should have read that. The Megalops defeated. Dissect it for knowledge. A crab full of conundrums. You set to work with your knives and acids. It is an undistinguished adolescent specimen, a Megalops, of one of the deep sea crab species, but its eyes, normally vestigial in these troglodytic beasts, are large and rather beautiful. The golden glow is almost gone now, although sparks leap now and then to your knife. We succeeded in this pages challenge, and we got 25 fragments out of it. We're getting kind of close to getting a new secret. What I was saying, though, is I tried to record a podcast audition while it was raining once and completely fucked the audition because you couldn't filter out the rain in the background. So More things, recurring nightmares. You have begun to dream of a vast eye. Never done this before. It knows you. You cannot evade its gaze. A black, unsleeping taste. Again and again, you are alone on the wide black Z. The eye is aware. We have begun to suffer nightmares of a vast eye. This time, I will perhaps not sail directly over said eye. At least not immediately. Probably eventually. Okay, Mutton Island, fires on the hillside. Quaker's Haven. Once, this simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs, before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys, a lonely hill rises behind town. And we have, I believe, we have a new option, a midnight ceremony. A warm night on Mutton Island, a balmy wind blows from the east, rich with promise. There are torches bobbing up the hill. Whatever's happening, it's for locals only, but you could follow them. We have a 40% chance of success. Sure, let's fucking go. Damn. Too late. You don't know the hill paths like the locals do, and you have to climb more than walk. Your skin is sheened with sweat by the time you reach the top. The black rocks greet you with empty indifference. If something happened up here, you were too late to see it. Still, the climb was good practice. We failed a challenge, but we did gain 5 fragments. What else can I do? Let's get ourselves this port report. Chat to the fishermen. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets in the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. Little ships and little secrets. Pirates playing the waves, smugglers at their work. Khanate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. And that will be it. We are off. I'm gonna go... it will be best if I go, like, to Demo Island and across, I think. I just knew starting out that I was gonna go, like, across-ish. I hadn't really picked my route. No, there's a guy there. Please do not see me, Mix Megalops. Okay, it's off the screen, which is good. But I do need to go a lot farther south to actually get to Demo Island. Okay. See if I can get a bit of green while I'm in here. I can, just a touch, but even just a touch is helpful. I think I can go. Restless nights. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. So we can either inquire about their dreams the next morning, or we can ignore them. I inquired about their dreams last time, I believe. I'm gonna continue to do that. It's a very chancy challenge. Eyes and a face. The whole neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It is the roof. It's watching us. Eyes and a face. Eyes and a face. Yes, you say softly. You lay your hand on the sailor's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush, we won't join them yet. We succeeded. We gained 10 terror, which is not a good sign. Oh, because we're very close to London still. And we gained 20 fragments. And off we go. Maybe I will have to pay someone to help me reduce terror this voyage. I try not to do that, but oh well. I don't remember. Yeah, that one's a mean one. Let's just go import. I don't remember if it'll be gone. It might not. We are at Demo Island, a fervid forest of fungus. Iron and Misery Company Funging Station. I&M has a funger operation here, felling giant Boliga shrooms for building materials, harvesting Kirili for its, quote, medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable Factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We go quite mad out here otherwise. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Ooh. One of the funging workers is watching your crew and watching the clattery air especially. What does he want? Whispered confidences. The tomb colonist draws you a little way away from the clattery air. Don't tell her you met me, he says in hoarse rasp. Her mother cut my voice. Hoped to fix it so I wouldn't be able to look for my daughter, so I wouldn't want to. He wheezes. Didn't work. Operations never completely effective. Need to know my daughter's well, happy, finding enough patients, getting enough to eat, and so forth. In exchange for the simplest news, he explains himself. I'm her father, he says. Ordinary engineer. Not the sort of parent she would want. And now we can tell her about this. We have one familiar with the clattery air's father. If I remember correctly, getting tea with a Factor will help with fear. Tea with a Factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. An interlude. You sit on the veranda of the Factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle, an expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the Factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Iram, the monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and a little restaurant in Venderbite where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbite! I know! I'd never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Boligas frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I have eaten so much of the stuff, I fear that I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. So we've lost 2 terror, which is less terror than I thought we would lose, but you know, it's a little bit. We gained 3 fragments, 1 supplies, and we have been told of an exceptionally fine restaurant in Venderbite, which we might be able to check out later. And finally, let's compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities, the business of spores. Of course, I and M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. And that is... yeah, that is it here. Alright. You're still there. I think that it will not see me. Oh, no, it saw me. Putting my lights on was a bad choice. You know what? It only has 30 health and 5 crew. I can beat that. I had previously figured out this certain way of, like, getting behind ships, but it doesn't matter. You've destroyed a pirate steam pinnace. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel, and these aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean pickings. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but there's something in the back of the hold. some sort of barrel. Tap the bung carefully. A firkin of honey. This is what they call prisoner's honey, wrung by the lamplighter bee from the exile's rose. I wonder who made up all these names, remarks able seaman Carget. Someone who has read a sight too many books, I'm thinking. So we have a second firkin of prisoner's honey. Okay. Yeah, straight across to Gator's Morn from here. Ah, secret. Let's take care of that quickly. You know, I was focusing on journal or on pages, but do I have a way to know your pages? I want to up my veils. This definitely doesn't up veils. Yep. Hearts. Also definitely not veils. Nope. You do veils. Alright. Increase your veils. She'll tell you her secrets if you tell her yours. Complex knowledge. She's serious when she gets talking. There's hard edges under the bluff and banter. Alright. Ooh! I was pressing the wrong button to turn. I probably have enough time. Oh, I have 0 ticks. I don't need to have my lights on here. Oh, we're only at 8 supplies? Yikes. I can figure it out, I'm sure. And if not, oh well. Your first captain will probably die, even if they're not technically my first captain. Alright, Gator's Morn. Step carefully. The Morn is a stalagmite vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair's citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship rises slowly from the sea. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to stanchions. Higher, higher. Now the Untersee shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to a red-bowed pirate cutter. So we can drop off the shady sort, but if we do that, then we definitely won't succeed at our mission in Venderbite. If I remember correctly, I had an option in Venderbite to tell her what is going on, and I want to do that. So I will not be dropping her off here. Let's explore the Morn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Morn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and the urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. What the fuck is that word? Contretemps. That looks French. Contretemps? Fuck if I know. With Corsairs. Fights on the Morn have a staccato quality. A careless lunge will send you plummeting to your dune, so wait and choose your moment carefully. Ooh. Okay, so we can either fight, which we only have a 40% chance of succeeding at. We can flee, which we have a 42% chance of succeeding at. Or we can unleash our wretched Mog, which we have a 90% chance of succeeding at. I don't think I've ever done this one before, so let's go. Its fur is bristling. It's almost sparking. A sound like a dying storm rumbles in its throat. A secret weapon. Your Mog's fearless agility gives it a tremendous advantage. It leaps from pirate to pinnacle to pirate, leaving a trail of swiped eyes, bleeding scalps, and multilingual curses. In confusion and terror, the enemy flees. The Mog returns to your shoulder to lick your ear with rasping tongue. Its breath smells like weak old cave trout. We were fortunate, and that's all for now. No, we didn't get anything out of that. That's too bad. Oh well. Let's gather ourselves some intelligence. Eek. Gators mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You could learn a lot here, but you'll need to go carefully. Scarecrow, Scarecrow. You're eavesdropping on the captain of a lean black cutter when her first mate spots you. In the ensuing fracas, one of your crew is smashed through a flimsy wooden wall. He falls 200 feet to be impaled on a smaller stalagmite in the shadow of the morn and dies instantly. It's a painless death, but his slowly mummifying corpse will hang there for decades to come. Ships will salute it. Successive generations of children will name it, rename it, fling stones, dare each other to climb the pinnacle, and kiss its fleshless hand. Veils failed. We've lost one crew. We've gained 5 terror, but we do have a port report and a tale of terror. Great. Love this. I believe I've already overheard rumors of a pirate poet, but I like to do this every time. Landlubbers fear pirates. Pirates fear the poet. Lies, nonsense, glimmers. Some say she's a clay man who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with the 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of those still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that, no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. But whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. I'm pretty sure again that this gives me only terror. So I'm not going to do it. I'm tempted to buy supplies here, but that's like a really bad price for supplies. I'll buy 1. And I'm going to change tack and just keep my light on because I am concerned about how high my fear is getting. I also am planning on going north around Khan's Heart so I can explore some more. Get more of those tasty, tasty fragments. There it is. We have discovered Khan's Glory and Eagle and the Nephrite Quarter, the Salt Steppes. This is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. We sure have entered a fog bank. Indeed, Mr. Bell. Indeed. I don't remember which all of these... There we go. I was gonna say, I don't remember which all of these give me fragments for shining my light on. Many of them, it seems. I'll take care of that secret in a second. Oh, that was close. for shining lights on you. Okay. I know that nothing really happens if I go to this port, but I'm here, so I'm gonna go anyways. Khan's Glory, a place of stately isolation. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. So our options are the things that it is possible to do here, although I don't think we can do any of them. Basically any of them are, we can offer a gift to the leopard, which gives us some favor. We can petition for access to the Nephrite quarter, which if we succeed at that will give us access to shops here. We can offer a gift to the Taimen, which I believe will reduce our suspicion. We can plead our case with the Taimen, which will also reduce our suspicion, but we need, again, favors. We can ask the leopard contacts to intercede with the Taimen, which again will give us reduce suspicion. We can gain access to trade, and we can also cruise past the clan palaces. Khan's Glory has a steely beauty, but the clan lords are ever suspicious of spies, and those gun emplacements are vigilant. This is a low-risk challenge, so I'm gonna try it out. Strength and brilliance. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean gardens of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade, statues of warrior Khans past. The water is dark and calm. The sentries watch you with calm distrust. We succeeded. We lost 2 terror. We gained a memory of distant shores. Our suspicion increased again, and that's all to do. Alright, no shops here, but let me really quickly talk to Maybe's daughter to increase veils again. I did this like a minute or 2 ago, so I'm not gonna read that again. Nope, I pressed E too many times. Excuse me. Alright, Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals thread the painted city. Street lamps grow and water taxis putter. So we can drop off the August travel writer, seek a commercial license, take time at the tea house, hire crew, purchase fuel at an outrageous price, purchase supplies at a ludicrous price, pay a storyteller, gather a port report. We can't establish a spy or seek intelligence. We'll start by dropping off the August travel writer. Your payment, citizen. It has been a pleasure. The travel writer sets across the planks with good speed, his steamer trunk in his arms. A storyteller pesters you for coins as you eat your dinner at a steam-filled restaurant. You throw him a coin for quiet, but before you can resume your meal, an explosion tears through the next street. Citizens, sailors, and the white and golds hurry to the crater. Once the smoke is cleared, you can see the innards of a secret shipyard. Torn brass and steel, mangled faces staring lifelessly from the rubble. The white and golds argue in their own tongue. The storyteller ambles up to you. They are saying that the leopard made underwater ships here in violation of an agreement with London, he whispers. They say London's assassin has visited. You might want to slip away. We have gained 200 echoes. An agreement has been enforced. Notable stories seem to turn up where the August travel writer goes, and we have gained 3 suspicion, which I think is fair. I don't really want to gain more suspicion, so I'm not going to do anything else here. We'll just go straight on to Con Shadow. Is it? No, it's not further south. Okay. Alright, Con Shadow, the city that swam. Long ago, the Khanate turned its back on its warrior traditions. It has no place for pirates and would-be nomads. So here, in the shadow, the exiles make their home amid 100 wrecked, grounded, decommissioned ships. We can, healing the cheery man, take honey with a once great poet. We can acquire a doomed monster hunter, and we can compile a port report. Let's start with a cheery man. He can smell it. His baggy eyes grow suddenly sharp. Nothing's forgotten, nothing's gone. I have seen it. There was a wood once, a place where things that were are. Dream it with me. Transportation. He leads you to his dismal chambers, where the air is sweet and rotten, like fruit left in a bowl. Pages of unfinished poetry litter the furniture. Sir, we will take a spoonful each, you and I will show you the way. Dipping a spoon into the honey, he shovels a blob of it into his mouth. You too, quickly. We've lost one firkin of prisoner's honey. Ooh, okay. The edges of a pale wood. You dreamed. Amber light pushed between the branches of bare white trees. Sand crunched underfoot. No, not sand. It was too white, too mealy. Bones, as brittle as summer bracken, jutted from the earth. The air smelled like a mausoleum. Follow the once great poet. This way, this way. He scampered along a thorny trail, his weariness left in the waking world. A journey. As you crossed a dusty stream, a flock of birds waddled from the water. Their necks were as sinuous as swans, but their bodies were as fat and flippered as a penguin. They clattered their long, narrow beaks at you. These are the edges of the wood, the poet explained. We will keep to them. The things in its heart are older and never learned to fear us. The amber sun never set on your journey, though you grew tired and rested and traveled again. At last, a black cliff rose. At the foot of the cliff was a cave, and before the cave a fire burned. Its flames were white and wan. The poet hurried forward to join the people sat around it. We are dreaming of a pale wood. You dreamed. Amber light. Nope. Already read that. Okay. We can speak to a smiling young man. We can speak to a promising poet. We can speak to a love-struck princess. We can speak to a distracted composer. We can ask them to restore the cheery man. And we can cut down a white sapling and fashion a cane. Okay. I'm going to start by going through talking to all of the NPCs and see what we can see. So, you spoke to a smiling young man. His speech was earthy and his knuckles scarred. He patted the white log he was sitting on. You took a seat. You traded tales of London. His were from the days before it fell, of markets on the frozen river and odd outlawed street names. Yours are from after, the flutter of bats about the chimneys, the flickering glow of the bazaar sigils, the schemes of the masters. Afterward, he strokes the beginning of a beard. Times change, eh? There's no going back, of course, but there's sometimes new beginnings. He gives you a smile of crooked teeth. Next, we will speak to a promising young poet. He and your guide were talking in low, fierce voices. You felt like an intruder. A passing acquaintance. The promising poet shook your hand and inquired politely about your affairs. Soon, though, he fell back into conversation with his once great companion, and you were forgotten. You left them involved in lofty arguments about meter. Next, you spoke to a love-struck princess. Her dress was of archaic connate design. She wore a leather strap around her wrist like a falconer. Her eyes were fixed wistfully on the fire. Poor company. She would not tell you her name, or where she came from, or why she was there. Those aren't the answers you want, she snapped. You won't want this one either, but I'm giving it to you. What's done is done. Make do. We can speak to a distracted composer. Occasionally, he would sing snatches of lyric in a resonant baritone, something about candles and bells. I must ask you to forgive me, he said brusquely. I'm almost finished with the aria. In the meantime, I make poor company and get little sleep. But every dream has its price, doesn't it? You left him to his work. So I was already considering picking the cut down a white sapling to fashion a cane, and then the love-struck princess noted that what's done is done, make do, and I do agree with that, so I'm going to cut down a white sapling and fashion a cane. The simpler solution. The smiling young man lent you his knife. The sapling's wood was white from bark to core. You sat by the fire and carved, cutting a shaft and a handle. You sanded it smooth with handfuls of the chalky dust that carpeted the forest. When you stood to leave, your guide did not. I mean to stay a while. You can find your own way back. You left him in the company of the promising poet, laughing over a poor rhyme. You awake in his lodgings, your hands empty. No cane, but the image of it is clear in your mind, and you know a shop in London where you might buy one just like it. So we have what we came for. You traveled through a white wood and returned with a notion, and we need to return our remedy to the blind bruiser in London. Okay, cool. Next up, let's compile a port report. So many malcontents, so little time. Closely written notes. Conniving, debauching, speechifying, drinking, singing, speeching, poeting. Now and then, a drunken duel. Very occasionally, a savage ritual murder. And that is it. I am tempted by an empty Meerkat box, but I don't actually have the things that I need for it for yet, and it feels silly to let it sit in my hold and take up space for a while, so I'm not going to do that. Again, I pressed E too many times. I'm just going to go. Let's head, like I said earlier, north and then across this way. I think I'm going to head up 2 rows up to the level that Venderbite is on, not the level that London is on. Oh, there's a whirlpool. The Finknottle Vortex. And a lighthouse. I don't know why I turned my lights off there. We are coming upon... Ooh, Nuncio. Okay. Oh, there's so much story on Nuncio, but I have got to be quick because I only have an hour before I need to be on stream. So we will just go to Nuncio very quickly. I'm gonna write down a note to spend a whole episode doing Nuncio stuff, though. Nuncio, do not return, sender. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rats' eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. I am so tempted to explore Nuncio. I have done quite a bit of time in Nuncio, and I feel like I have a lot to still discover about it, but now is not the time, so all I'm going to do is assemble a port report. You may not be very familiar with the locals yet, but you can provide a preliminary overview. Surface details. There's the statue in the middle of the island. That's hard to miss. There's the way everyone wears a uniform, and the way they call each other by their ranks in the postal service. There's the way the port authorities refer to regulations. There's the jargon, the curious habit of referring to any used-up thing as cancelled, as though the whole world were made of stamps. You write about vestigial bureaucracy and about trappings of order retained far from home. I am neither going to go to the Postman's Tavern nor to explore along the beach. I'm pretty sure exploring along the beach takes me into a whole little story thing and not the, like, pick 3 or 4 things to get a resource from. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go. Unfortunately, I decided I was going to keep my lights on, didn't I? It is helping with fear levels, but I'm also using up a lot of fuel. You don't see me. You don't see me. I promise you, you don't. You really, really don't. You really, really don't. Okay, you really, really don't. No! Extremely rude. Seeing me is forbidden. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's explore over here really quickly. I believe this is the Sea of Lilies. Yeah. Scary thing. Port Cecil! Port Cecil! Okay, no. We are not exploring the Sea of Lilies. We are hanging out at Port Cecil. I do know that this has, like, an eel and a shark in it, so I'm turning my lights off so that I don't get spotted. Hello, shark. Oh yeah, you're my thumbnail for my videos, aren't you? I forgot I did that. The principles of coral. The corpse rainbow glow from beneath the waves echoes the false stars above. Alright, Port Cecil, a sourceless silver glow, a haven for players of games. Hey, that's me. Rumpled convolutions of coral fill the water, glimmering with silvery light. The harder you look, the more you see shapes amid the chaos, almost as if they were sculpted. This one could be a crenellated castle, that one a horse's head. A neat little port huddles into the side of a coral island, prosaic imperial docks and houses tucked away in a baroque organic chaos. In that curious silvery light among the frozen chaos of coral, the scene has the unreal air of a pencil sketch, crumpled and discarded. Let's start by gathering Scintillac, because I do need some. I think I need 14 Scintillac. I don't actually remember. I should have written those numbers down. I know I need 7 Scintillac for the merchant, for the traveling merchant, whatever the fuck his name is. But I don't remember how many I need for my quest. I will look that up when it's not right now. Okay, gather Scintillac. The best of the coral will fetch a high price in London, but walk the reefs of the principles and you risk delusion and despair. Take your crew and go carefully. It is a chancy challenge. We have a 53% chance of succeeding. Let's try it. Fragments of silver. Where the Z washes across the coral's edge, it glows a rich purple. Each time it washes across your boots, you expect it to leave stains. You edge along the slippery coral, picking up lumps of brighter glowing stuff here and there, and though the Z doesn't stain, eventually it begins to whisper to you, phrases so clear that you catch yourself looking over your shoulder in case your crew have spoke. They have not. They are looking around, just as you are. Between stars, the Z says, descend the chain. When it runs out across the When it runs out across the coral, it sounds almost like a soft chuckle. I rest here, it tells you. I forget. We succeeded in the mirrors challenge. We have 2 Scintillac, and we have gained 1 terror. I don't think we can do that again. No, we cannot. Okay. Let's play some chess. Chess is popular in the principles. The port is full of exiles, drunks, and washed-up Z-traders. They all play, often obsessively. Be careful. The chess pieces are carved from Scintillac. Here in the principles, that can be very dangerous. Our pages quality gives us a 100% chance of success, though, so let's fucking do it. A disciplined success. Odd thoughts bubble up each time you touch a chess piece. This one longs for home. That one has a secret desire for revenge against the slayer of its rank mate. This will be a queen one day. Those would do better as metal. You taste the metal. You ignore these thoughts and move methodically to a victory over your opponent. He blinks. Checkmate? He asks helplessly. We've gained 1 pages, and we are at opening moves. And we also gained enough fragments to get us a secret. Let's do some more chess. 1 more game. You don't know how long you've been playing. You won a match, another. The rough coral tips of the chess pieces are smeared with blood. Yours, your opponent's, but you have begun to realize that your moves recapitulate the movements of the powers of the Neath, the flukes and their shapelings, the bazaar that lurks in London, nomad that prowls the sea, salt, stone, storm. With every move you take, the shape of it becomes clearer in your mind, sharper. Checkmate, you say. 1 more game? Your first officer is tugging at your arm. Ignore them. You have chess to play. We've gained 8 pages. We are at initial gambits, and we've also gained 2 more secrets. So we have 4 secrets to take care of now. A chancy challenge. Our pages quality gives us a 60% chance of success, and you know what? I have the ability to increase pages and 4 secrets. So let's do that. See how much that changes it. Okay. Up to a 66% chance of success. You know, I'll try once and then go. This is my last chess for this video. A disciplined success. I just read this, so I won't read it again. We've gained another pages. We are at developments. The Oh, the principality. Nope. Wow. The coral is changing. We now have 150 fragments. But I said that I would be done, so I am done. I will take care of that later. Next, we will gather some intelligence. What happens here? Chess, dreams, silver light. The older inhabitants of Port Cecil carry coral incrustations like a disease, splotched with silvery light. They like to go up into the limestone heights behind the harbor, to lay their heads against the pillars and towers, stare at the roof of the neath, dream open-eyed. Sometimes they speak of things far away, the Khanate's work, the smuggler wars, the Fathom King's secrets. Perhaps it's not all invented. We now have a port report. And we have nothing else to do. I don't want to spend money at any of these shops. I will, again, buy one supply. That is all. Let's go. So now I'll be going straight west. Hopefully... Oh yeah, I should have time. Okay. I don't usually read as much of the game as I have been reading. Ooh, appetite. Oh yeah, these fucking mouth skulls. Ah! You don't see me. You don't. I swear to God, you don't. We hear those voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We are close to Polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. Is Polythreme north? I don't remember where the tides of appetite are in regards to Polythreme. Oh, there it is. No. Okay, Polythreme is elsewhere, but I don't really want to go looking because I'm a little bit concerned about how long this video is going. It's already 52 minutes long and I am not that close to being back to London. So Polythreme will come later. But we will stop off at Godfall. I believe that all I can do here is gain a port report. I always forget what they need. Okay, Godfall. Sometimes, just occasionally, bits of the roof fall off. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. The brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to stalactite, which fell from the roof, but their chief interests seem to be wine, blood, and shouting. So we can do of wine and bring them mushroom wine. We can do of blood and give them a mushroom or a hunting trophy, or we can do of shouting. Let them tell you about past and present events in the monastery. And we need to bring foxfire candles to be able to do this one. I don't think I have ever done any of the things in this game that require foxfire candles. I never think about it. Okay, of shouting. Let them tell you about the past and present events in the monastery. Tales. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell in the roof. When it fell, a few of its occupants survived to become the monks' progenitors. How does that work, you wonder, with their vow of celibacy? They become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of the details of passing shipping. We have a port report. We have nothing else we can do. There are no shops here. Let's go. I don't remember if I actually said this. I don't usually read this much, so my my mental estimations of how long voyages in this game take are based on not reading so many things. Ooh, hello. Shepherd's Isles and Field Haven. Yeah, whatever. Let's go. Shepherd Isles, sheep, lichen, standing stones. Of course, the bearded watchman tells you, there are no actual shepherds here on the Shepherd Isles. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman that found the islands. Greybeard, sitting in the village square, nods solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. So we can picnic at the Standing Stones. We can ask for tales of the Standing Stones, tales of the Three Graves, and tales of Thornwell Croft. Ooh, and we can compile a port report, of course, and engage an officer. Let's start by engaging this officer. Engage an officer, the sigil-ridden navigator. Let me guide your ship. I know all of the Z, how it was, how it will be. Please, the headaches only stop when I'm working. He increases mirrors and veils, and I don't think I have a first officer yet. Relief. Thank you. The nonsense here was a distraction for a while, but only the Z can help me now. Ah, my god. The air, it's clearer already. Let me chart a course for you. Oh, my head. Let's appoint him really quickly. Yes, he is the only one. Okay. Up those stats. Let's ask for tales of the Three Graves next. Who sleeps beneath the turf over on that island to the northwest? Up from the Z-bed. You know the drownies? The sailors what won't rest? Well, they rest here. I seen 'em come up out of the water all white and dripping, and dig themselves into the ground. They take turns. I think they miss the feel of the earth. We have gained a tale of terror. We have gained a terror. Oh, 70 terror is quite a bit. And we have one Z story. Oh, sorry. That looked louder on the monitor than I thought it would be. Let's compile a port report. Oh, yes. There's been things going on. In the bleak light of the false stars, surf is rolling like a porridge pot. Up with a roar of steam and flash of fire. 3 windows swimming. Tentacles! And then we saw His Highness. There is rather a lot of this material. And I believe there is nothing else for us to do here. I don't really want to purchase supplies. So let's get going. Did we get a secret? We did. Okay. I know I just increased my pages a ton, so instead I'm going to speak to her to increase veils. Because, yeah, my playstyle really does want me to have veils. Although, if I keep up with this habit of keeping my lights on all the time, that might not help. We'll find out. And again, I'm kind of rushing and trying to get back to Venderbite, so I'm not going to be, like, looking around all of the Shepherd Isles for, getting every last fragment here. I'm just gonna go as straight as possible. I really love the sound of the boat engine. It's really pleasant. A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the salt lions. Yeah. Gained a secret. Gillifleur, don't you fucking dare notice me. Come on. Okay. I swear to God, though. Let's... so many things. Let's run by the salt lions. I think I have enough cargo space to, get the things. The... limestone? Is it limestone from this? Oh, great. That old fury, a sailor, has run mad. She roams the ship, cudgel in hand, smashing comrades to the deck. She cries, "He is angry! Oh, he is angry!" We can either capture her alive, which is a high-risk challenge. We can talk her down, which is also a high-risk challenge, or we can shoot her dead for sure. I'm gonna try to capture her alive. I don't think I will manage it, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I did not. Futile, futile. She's quick and strong and merciless. She brings another sailor down in a trailing spray of red. We've lost one crew. Alright, I guess I fucking have to shoot you dead. Ah! Ooh, that's bad. Oh, fuck. I was rather hoping that wouldn't happen. Oh, and light's so much more expensive now because I'm half as fast. Oh, the salt lions. There is a fast sorrow in their empty eyes. Two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Pick, pick, picking. There's a supply dock below. We can visit the Unmakers, we can carry Sphinx Stone to London, and we can compile a port report. 20 units of cargo space. I do not have 20 units of cargo space. Okay, so we will not be carrying Sphinx Stone to London, I don't think, because I don't want to throw away anything that I have. But let's start by visiting the Unmakers. Muscular pick wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Fungal tisane and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar. It's true, but Station 4? I don't know how to read Roman numerals. I think that's a 4. I wouldn't call it Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. We've lost 5 terror and gained 1 fragment. And let's also compile this port report. Time, basalt, disillusion. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of Stone and Silence. Oh, I'm very concerned about having lost sailors, because that's going to make this trip so much longer. We're so close, though. I don't think I can get Zaylor's at Fenderbite, but I do want to get her out of my hold. Oh, and we're gonna get so much terror. Fuck. This is really inconvenient, you guys. This recording is already an hour long. I refuse to edit. You don't just have to deal with a long video. As long as it doesn't take me more than 20 minutes, I should be fine. I don't think it will take me 20 minutes. Oh, this is so slow. I've fucked up, you guys. Plus I'm fucking used to having the claymen, the We Are clay from Poly3 that like reduces your crew requirement by 3. I go north around this. That would make 4 crew fine to have. Don't you fucking dare notice me. Do not notice me, senpai. Let it get all the way off the screen before I turn my lights back on. Dust echoes even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. They sure fucking are. They sure fucking are. Have I explored this abyss yet? Looks like not. Oh, I have. Okay. That was a bit of a waste of time, but oh well. We are approaching, oh, we're almost there. So close. Ah, duck. Okay, so under provide what you have promised, the tomb colonists of Venderbite have few pleasures remaining. Their new home is an echoing palace of rare dust. Perhaps you can help a little. I'm going to tell the shady sort the truth. I have decided before I picked up the shady sort that I was going to do this. Let's find out what happens. Tell her that no one enters Venderbite as a colonist unless they pass the skin check. Tell her that he's much changed and for the worse. Silence. She says nothing. Her face grows paler and paler as you speak. Now she looks like nothing so much as a wax figure. She walks jerkily down the gangplank to meet her friend. He pays you. She says nothing. You brought an absent friend to Venderbite, and were truthful. You've lost a shady sort, and we have gained 400 echoes. Great. Let's gather gossip. Along the coast of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace, but they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. Let's also visit a certain little restaurant. Fine cuisine in Venderbite? Now that would be something. A corkscrewed street. At the twisty tip of an odd little side street, welcoming yellow light glows from the gilt-lettered windows of a restaurant. A sign reads, Vengeance of Jonah. A beefy tomb colonist bustles up. A grey mustache pokes importantly out from under his bandages. Come in, come in. A bandaged poissonnier. Fucking French. At Venderbite, seeks passage with his Z-captain, sympathetic to intrepid cuisine. We have found the vengeance of Jonah, and we've lost one terror. We can sample today's special. This is usually a more effective way of reducing terror than purchasing a dusty glass of wine, and will also reduce hunger. We have a 60% chance of succeeding. We can offer a strange catch, but we can't actually, and we can recruit the bandaged, whatever the fuck that word is. Let's try sampling today's special. I'm a little concerned about how high my terror is. I know that at 80, like, shit starts happening. Hooray. Okay. A meal which defies description. The bandaged poissonnier, owner of the Vengeance of Jonah, has identified 7 flavors which are pleasant, 7 which are unpleasant, and 7 which are neither. The flavors of this meal are chiefly of the first kind. We are fortunate. We are back to 0 hunger. We lost 5 terrors, and that cost us 60 echoes. Wait, I'm still working on saving enough to get a house, so I think I'm going to not recruit this guy until I've done that, but let's explore Venderbite. Here, they favor the candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. The Lamplighters Arcade. Here, they sell copper jewelry, grimacing little faces and squat rectilinear figures, a tradition from before London, they claim. You part with a few small coins for a cheery-looking thing with an expression like a tipsy bat. Perhaps it'll bring you good dreams, and we've lost 1 terror. That is, I'm going back to London. I can sell this recent news. But that is all for me to do for now. Pressed E too many times again. Because I go like EW out of habit, because usually I can get to speed. So sometimes if I'm thinking EW, my hand does EE instead. Back to London, oh so slowly. I wish I had something interesting to talk about. Ooh, I can talk a little bit about the game that I played on stream a couple days ago. So, the one that I've been talking about, being set up to play is, I'll be playing Fiasco very soon. Fine. Come on. Okay, you've destroyed a pirate steam pinnace. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel, and these Z's aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean pickings. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but there's something in the back of the hold. A bolt of fabric. Shake out a little and let it glimmer in the light. Spider silk. You can find spider silk in London, of course. There are troubles there with Sorrow's spider infestation, like anywhere in the Neath, but for the real quality, you need to go east to the Connacht or to the fang-bristling vastness of Saviour's Rocks. We now have 1 bolt of spider silk. Great. Anyway, the game that I am starting soon, 32 minutes from now, is a game of Fiasco, but I already played a game of Sorry Did You Say Street Magic yesterday. I suppose it was yesterday. Yeah, it still counts as yesterday. It was so fun. We made up like this solar punk, biopunk type city. Okay. Let's reduce terror. That was very slight, but fine. We made up this solar punk, biopunk type city with robots. We had a very fun little robot. One of the neighborhoods that we made up in the game was called the Brass Tax, TAX, which was like a musical district, and one of the landmarks in the district was a hotel called the Half Rest, where you can go. It's the best soundproof place in the Brass Tax, so you can go there for a quiet night's sleep. And the person who runs it is a automaton, also called the Half Rest. They have a hat that is shaped like a half rest, and then they tip it to you so that it looks like a whole rest. Is great. I'm not going to read Hunter's Keep because we've done this several times. We have a port report now, and I kind of want to hurry. So that was very fun. We also got like really cool like vertical farming garden district, and a neighborhood that was like a whole neighborhood of like spa and rest places for robots, which was pretty neat. And very briefly, well, I don't know if it's very briefly, but they only talked in chat like twice, but the person who wrote Street Magic was watching the stream, which was like low-key terrifying, but it was fine. We did fine. We had fun with the game, so we did fine. That was cool. Do I have more words to fill in the last like 30 seconds before we get into London? And I just say, okay, cool, I will do all of my I shouldn't do all of my things off video. I should really at least go over the interactions with the cheery man on video, shouldn't I? I'll do that first, and then I think I'll do everything else off video because I need to go soon. I have 30 minutes, which is not a lot of minutes, with how long this game takes sometimes to read everything. Alright, here we are. Oh, great. An inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. It looks like we have nothing to hide. Yep. So we will just... nothing to hide. They leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. They find nothing more dangerous than a moldy ship's biscuit. And we get a breath of relief. Terror back down to 50. And we get some messages from the harbor master. The blind bruiser has departed. Great, that's concerning. Oh, nope. Okay, here he is. A remedy for the cheery man. A pleasure, Captain, a pleasure. Have you acquired a cure for my employer's unjust and mournful condition? Give him the cane. You procured it at a shop of pedigree and reputation. It is as white as the one from your honey dream. The bruiser takes it, gingerly. You're quite certain, are you, that this is the path you want to take? Well, well, what a bold occasion, if I may say so, for you to indulge in philosophy. Nevertheless, I will convey this to my employer. Be assured that I will be at pains to ensure he knows exactly who to thank for it. In fact, remind me again how precisely to spell your name. The next day, you receive an invitation from the cheery man. He wants you to join him for drinks. Great, but we did get 300 echo and 2 supplies and 2 fuel out of that. Let's do drinks with the cheery man before we go. Tonight, you will drink the Medusa's Head's best stock with the proprietor himself, the cheery man, so we can inquire about his new chain, discuss legitimate business, share memories of London, ask his advice on smuggling, or call it a night. I'm going to start by sharing memories of London. Was he here when the bat stole her? The fall. Like night it were, he says. He's deep in his cups by now, staring at the far wall as if it were glass. Came over the city all at once. You could hear their wings. You could feel them right down in your bones, like a river roaring. Then the ground opened. The ground opened. He buries his face in his hands. A moment passes, and when he looks up, his face is calm. Haven't been that frightened since me old ma died. Tell you what, she was a terror. Made Mr. Stones look like a parlor maid. One time, I couldn't have been more than 5-year-old. Okay. Next, we shall inquire about his new chain. A new cane. It's leaning against his chair. At first, I thought it was a bloody joke. I was halfway through ordering some of the lads to put you in a box. Then I realized they would have. I'm the king of spite. I've got my throne. He pats his chair. I've got my crown. He touches the bald spot atop his head. And I've got my scepter. He brandishes your white walking stick. I don't have to be young again or sprightly. I've got people for that. I took this throne myself. I earned it, and I should enjoy it. Thanks for reminding me. Let's discuss legitimate business. Who are his partners and rivals? The widow. The gracious widow. Don't make me laugh. Gracious as a shark. Reckon she used to be a princess. She thinks she's a big noise in spite. The Topsy King. He runs the flit, if you can call it running. Mad as paint. Fiducci, who's supposed to be a tomb colonist, but I don't know, runs the ring fights. December from the Calendar Council. Yeah, he's a wrong un. And me, he smiles, all teeth. You don't want to get on the wrong side of me. Let's ask his advice on smuggling. It would be a crime not to pick his brain, for educational purposes only, of course. A gold tooth winks as he smiles. I've found a way to bring in sunlight. The trick's in the boxes. Paid off Mr. Xyrs, but it's a long way down and sunlight doesn't last, so I thought, why not cut it with moonlight? hard to tell the difference down here. Has some funny effects, of course, but I'm looking into that. Could be useful in its own right. Let's call it a night. It's getting late. Early, whatever. He bids you good night and gives you a gift with his compliments. We got 3 casks of mushroom wine and lost 10 terror. Okay. Thank you for watching this episode. I'm gonna do the rest of this after the stream or tomorrow or something, but I don't think I will put it on the video unless, like, something that's very important happens. Oh, let me increase my veils really quickly. Okay, sorry. Was looking at that, got distracted. Goodbye, good night, see you later.